I have never gone live. Hi, I'm trying to go live on YouTube. I have never done it before. So I have my YouTube here. So, okay, good. I'm live on my Instagram as well. So we're just going to do it like that. Hold on. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to definitely save this live, but so let's get right into it. Hello, everyone. Hello, ladies. So, if you are, if you are not conversant on social media, you know what has been going about. We know the story of Haley and DDG. We know the story of um, the Wizard Liz. Unfortunately, now that I have mentioned names, I will not be saving this live because I do not like mentioning people or celebrity. I don't really like talking about celebrity talk on my pages, but I love to use them as storytelling and lessons to learn from. So I was, reminiscing the other day about how, so we're just going to talk about so many things that I was just thinking about lately. And if you've watched my video on YouTube where I talk about beauty isn't everything that you need, where I talk about beauty would not save you. In that video, I talk about how roses are grown. Although these days, I don't know, in Lagos, Nigeria, they don't deliver roses with thorns. I believe maybe they are taken out before they are delivered to us and stuff like that. But I remember when we watch cartoons, we see how roses are, right? So roses have thorns. And on my channel I always talk about how when you know that you are a beautiful woman, right, or you know that you are a chosen one, or you know that you have some sort of bright lights where people want to pick and dissect and admire and discard, you have to develop thorns. And those thorns, I like to think of those thorns in real life as boundaries. I love to think of them like that. How, as somebody who is a beautiful woman, as somebody who has a shining light, as somebody who knows that they have a purpose or an assignment in this world, you have to have very, 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 very strong boundaries. So, moving on, so, why I decided to make this or have this live is about how time and time again, time and time again, time and time again, women always fall totally head over heels in love. And as I grow in age and as I just ascend, I don't think it's supposed to be like that. I do believe in love. I'm a hopeless romantic. I'm an old soul. I do believe in love. I do believe in romance. I do believe in marriage. I do believe in, companionship. I believe in all those things, okay? I will never preach hating men. I would never preach hyper independence. I would never preach those things. But it doesn't mean that I will not also talk about how you have to be very, very smart when moving through life. That's going to be talk for another day where I dissect a lot of how this femininity advice can be very performative. It's not really like I don't oppose this femininity advice where they teach you how to talk softly, how to do those certain things. I'm not against those type of advice, but I just find them a lot very performative. I don't see them as real. um I don't see it as real. I just believe that those are not skills that would equip somebody who wants to make waves in this life. I just feel that those type of advice don't really equip women who are meant to make their mark in this world. I just believe that those type of advice don't really matter in the test of time. So moving on back to the topic at hand. So a lot of the time I was reminiscing about Haley and DDG the other time, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is just another tale of a woman who had everything for her, and she decided to be head over heels and just give it all up for somebody who had not chosen her. And I was talking to somebody who's like older than me about the issue. And do you know what she told me? She said, do you know one thing with women? Women don't learn. Now, I love women. I really do. I love to talk to women. I love to talk about women. I love to talk about womanhood, right? So basically, what my friend was telling me was that if you leave Haley, Haley is going to get back with DDG and she's going to get pregnant for DDG with a second child. And if you leave her with the third, with the fourth, it keeps going. Because there are two types of people in this world. Everybody claims that they want to make a difference. Everybody claims that they want to, um, everybody claims that, they want to learn, but they are the talkers and they are the doers. And the doers are very, very few. They are very, very few. The other time I was talking about it in my community, how a lot of the times people always ask me for resources. Please, what books can I read to do this? Please, what movies are you watching? Oh, please, what events are you going? Please, how do you get into these events? Please, 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 please. And I've come to realize that a lot of the times when I share these resources, when I share, okay, you know what, okay, you want to start investing, you want to start this, you want to start that. Okay, take this resource, go and read this book, go and take this or watch this, maybe this 2 hours course. Cricket, cricket. And it's amusing and I love it. I do love it. I'm sorry. I do love it because it just brings the barrier lower. It brings the barrier or the entry to success down because people are not willing to do the work. People just want to hoard and hoard and hoard information. And that's the reason why a lot of this content create sorry, not content creators, a lot of these creators will keep bringing out ebooks ebooks that ChatGPT gave them. They will keep selling it to these gullible people because people are obsessed with not doing the work, but they are obsessed with feeling that they are doing the work. A lot of people are living in fairy tales. They're living in la la land. And that's the reason why real life advice, real life content will never make waves. Someone told me dead in the face, a man told me dead in the face after he went through my page. He told me that, Karina, I'm really, really sorry, but it will take you a long time for you to blow up. And I wouldn't say that I've accepted my fate because I still feel that there are still some people, there are still some smart women who believe that they want to make waves in this life, who believe that they want to make their own mark in this world. When I started Pull Her Network, I always say it, I started as a femininity talker, etiquette. But now, as I grow and I ascend, I've come to realize that those things don't matter in the test, those things don't matter in the long run. Those things don't matter in the long run, except maybe you were born to be a homemaker. There's some people that not everybody is born to make their marks in this world. Not everybody is born to be that girl. Not everybody, and it's fine. I'm not against these advice. I'm not against this. Oh, talk softly. You know, wear red. Um, don't wear wigs. No, don't wear braids. Wear wigs. I've come to realize that people who follow those advice, if I table down what they have done, crickets, everything just boils down to getting a man. And then you realize, and then everybody is shocked as to why they can't decenter men. Men is your whole identity. I don't preach things like that anymore because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't elevate your career, it doesn't elevate your personal life. But instead, I love to preach about emotional intelligence. I love to preach about social intelligence, how to leverage on your social connections, how to develop an identity capital that sells you even before you open your mouth. Those are the things I talk about because those are the things that are going to stand the test of time. Whether you decide to run your own business or you decide to work with somebody, I love to read and I love to talk about playing chess, not checkers. A lot of people are playing checkers, thinking they're playing chess. Nah. So back to how to not be enveloped in a relationship. Everything boils down to yourself. Do you know that? Everything boils down to self discipline. I remember when I was in secondary school and these boys would call me and maybe it's time for me to read. Maybe I know that okay, by 7 o'clock I want to start reading my books. Maybe for my WAEC or I want to start reading my books. And this particular guy would call me and eat into my time. I wouldn't call him out. I wouldn't say, "Oh, hey, this was a really lovely chat, but I think I have to go and read my books now. I have to do this." No, I will just change the whole program because I was in a relationship. And that is what a lot of women do. A lot of women change their assignment once a man walks in. And then you complain that, oh, when I got into this relationship, I started becoming ugly. When I got into this relationship, I stopped knowing the meaning of life. When I got into this relationship, no, it's not the relationship. It's you. It's not the relationship. It's you. You lack self-discipline. I used to lack self-discipline. But now the game has changed. And it's so crazy that when you set boundaries for yourself, people are lying. When people are crying on social media about men, I can't relate. I'm sorry. I can't relate. And I'm really sorry because I can't really pinpoint what it is that I am doing. But people with no head and no tail don't flock around me. They don't flock around me. I'm not doing sleepovers. I've got a bakery to run. I'm not doing some certain things. I have a community I have to build. There are some certain things that I'm not just doing. I'm not doing because I've got an assignment. I know my purpose. I have found my purpose because I have done the work. I have sat in silence. I have cried. I have prayed. I have studied. A lot of the times, people don't want to sit in silence to really know what it is that they really want to do. Women are scared of silence. Women are scared of silence. They are scared of aloneness. I embrace my aloneness. Now, mind you, if you know me personally, you know that I'm an extrovert. I gain energy from people, but I'm also wise enough to know that there is a time for everything. There is a time where I have to lean back. There is a time where I have to lean back and know what it is that I want to do. I am an extroverted person, very jumpy, if you know me. But I am wise enough to know that there is a time for everything. There is a time where I have to sit back, stay alone, go days without food, go days without water, study, pray, and ask my creator. I literally said this in my YouTube video. What the things that I do days before my birthday, days before entering a new year. My new year starts on my birthday. Find your purpose. A lot of women are entering relationships without purpose. I don't think it's supposed to be like that. A man is not going to tell you what your purpose is. So that's the reason why a lot of women, a lot of young women, whatever. In fact, I'm not even going to say young women because wisdom is not an age thing. Wisdom is not an age thing. A lot of people jump into these relationships subconsciously feeling that they have won. subconsciously feeling, because I you see now, I don't condemn people that think like this. There has been a social conditioning going on for years. And I'm not even talking about your grandmother's time. I'm talking about your great great grandmother's time. I'm currently doing a really fabulous, interesting research where I'm reading books and I'm just researching and just going into this rabbit hole and I'm just researching and researching about what it was for women coming of age in the First World War era. And I hope to bring out my analysis very soon. Like, it's something that has been calling me. Like, the more I research, the more I'm interested, the more I'm like going into this rabbit hole, and it's fascinating. But anyways, that aside, but I've come to realize that the social conditioning of women thinking that marriage is their ultimate life goal didn't start now. So I don't really like to condemn and tear apart women who are very male centered, because it's what their mothers probably taught them, it's what their great grandmothers, it goes on and on. So trust me, it's not your fault. But it takes work to get out of that rut. So a lot of people enter relationships and think all is said and done. When I was growing up, this is what my dad would always tell me: let him find you on your assignment. Let him find you on your assignment. If you are not working on your life assignment, when I talk about your life assignment, I'm talking about your purpose. When you're not working on your life's assignment and you're looking for a man, you will be desperate. It's not a this or that. You will be desperate. Like my father would say, desperation go enter body. Don't worry. It's inevitable. You have to be working on your purpose. And when that guy comes, don't change your assignments. This is what I see a lot of people do. A lot of questions that I get, a lot of mails that I get are like, when I entered this relationship, I started becoming ugly. When I entered this relationship, I started becoming fat. When I entered this relationship, I started getting depressed. It's not the relationship. You know the thing, relationship and marriage has such bad PR, and it's so sad because it's not marriage. It's not the concept of marriage. The concept of marriage is such a beautiful thing if you actually think about it. I'm not against marriage. I'm not against men. I'm not against love. I'm not against romance. I'm not against companionship. I'm not against those things. I love love. But you can be foolish in love and it would wreck you. In all things, make sure you ask God for wisdom, because you can use your own hands to spoil what God has given to you. And I'm talking about relationships. So, ladies, this is just a little chat that the only way you can not let your relationships consume you is when you find your assignment in life, is when you find your life's assignment. That's the only solution to stop being male centered. You cannot stop being male centered by reading books. I'm seeing a lot of courses going around. You cannot say, "Oh, I want to stop being male centered and binge watch so many YouTube videos." It doesn't work like that. You have to go back to your drawing board and find what makes your heart come alive, what makes you happy, what is your purpose in life, and channel your energy, your time, your love, your creativity into that. If you don't do that, when a man comes, you will be consumed by it. You would feel drained. You would feel depressed. You will feel sad, and you will be blaming the young man. You will be blaming your beautiful children. You will be blaming this lovely companionship. Because guess what? Marriage is for two whole people. Two people, marriage is for two people that are whole, that come together. And when I mean whole, a lot of people think that, oh, I'm talking about maybe I'm talking about, oh, they've broken your heart, broken your heart, broken your heart, then you're now healed. That's not necessarily what I'm even talking about in this context. What I'm talking about is two people who have found their divine life assignment. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is for you. You would have to go and do the hard work, lock your doors, pray to God, or stay in your alone time and dig deep. Put off your phones, dig deep within yourself. What am I supposed to be doing at this moment of my life? Sorry, if I'm looking here, I'm going live on YouTube as well. So that's the reason why. And if I'm looking here, just that I'm going live on my Instagram. So, what I'm saying is that you have to go deep inside your quiet time. See, I'm a very, very spiritual person. I do believe that the spiritual is more real than the physical. And everything you do has a meaning. You are on this earth for a purpose, for a divine assignment, and you have to go and look for that. If not, life would never be worth living to you. It won't. It would not be worth living to you. Two people coming together to help each other on your divine assignment. That is marriage. That is marriage. I don't care about this lovey dovey y'all are doing on social media. Oh, he gets me roses every week. That's a bonus. That's a plus. But that's not what it is all about. Marriage can thrive without those things. You know, a lot of women are so materialistic and so detached. They don't even know what they want, they don't even know what is real. They just want what the other lady is getting. And if the other lady, and if I'm not getting what the other lady is getting, then my own is bad. Indeed, comparison is indeed the thief of joy. Marriage is two people helping each other on their divine assignment. There is no dependency on just one person. It's a mutual feeding. The both of you are mutually feeding on each other. The both of you are constantly and mutually pushing each other. It might not make sense to you. I mean, real wisdom doesn't make sense on social media. Real wisdom doesn't make waves on social media. It doesn't. That is what a good relationship is. So if you have not found your purpose, you have no business being in a relationship. You're going to be consumed by it. And then you're going to blame it on your poor husband, your poor boyfriend, the poor relationship, your poor children. No, your marriage did not make you get fat. Mm-mm. No, it didn't. No, your boyfriend didn't make you get fat. No, no, your boyfriend didn't make you get ugly. I don't believe in that boyfriend air thing. I used to, but now I have a logical reasoning as to why those things happen. Because a lot of women get consumed when they enter these relationships, they get overly consumed by it that they leave those things that they usually do. They change their whole assignment, they change their whole routines, they change their whole programs. I'm not going to call somebody all night when I know that I'm supposed to be reading my novels by 8 o'clock in the evening. I'm not going to be on the phone. I'm not going to do that. I'm not spending sleepovers when I know that I have a bakery to run. I'm not doing those things because this is my life. A partner is a bonus.